And just to start off, I would like to go down the panel and have each of the panelists share with you some information about their companies, information about how they're using Salesforce as a platform, and then they're going to share with you some of their top initiatives that they've got coming up, and then we'll start the discussion.
All right, I'll start out. We've been using Salesforce since about 2006. As Knology, we are about 1,300 employees, 155 user licenses. Now with WOW, we are going to be over 3,000 employees, and who knows how many user licenses we'll get. We're using Sales Cloud and Chatter. We also use Exactly, and integrating with Exactly would be definitely on our roadmap, hopefully in the near future. And we use Salesforce for marketing automation, but we also use Salesforce as our order entry tool in the field. So.
My name is Brian Mize. I, as I said, work for Manhattan Associates. We are the leader in supply chain management software. Excuse me. The company has been on Salesforce for about 6 years. I have been with the company for 18 months. We do use the Sales Cloud. We have about 2,000 licenses of Salesforce, and it's global. We have licensing in India, China, Netherlands, UK, France, pretty much anywhere that we can do business, we have licenses and we have Salesforce users there. Like I said, I manage our CRM team. We have 2 people that work on the team. We use, I just forgot the name of the product that we use. We use products from the App Exchange. We're using a number of App Exchange products, one of which Form Assembly to survey our clients. We use, I've still forgot the name, Eloqua. We use Eloqua for our marketing. We have our Eloqua rep here as well. And we also use Merge. What's it? Conga Merge. Thank you. I could not remember the Conga part. We use Conga Merge as well to help our salespeople get the contracts in and out of Salesforce.
Great.
I'm Dan Morris, and I am Senior Director of PRIMEDIA. PRIMEDIA is leader in the multi-unit housing industry. You probably heard of us as the apartmentguide.com. The books that you'll see at different supermarkets and various things. Of course, we're now almost exclusively online and on mobile. We also have rent.com, which we recently acquired from eBay, and rentals.com, which is in their single unit renting space for housing. We've been a Salesforce customer off and on. We started in 2002 with our internet-only team of 5 people, and it was really contact management. And we acquired rentals.com in 2005. We were much more heavily involved with Salesforce in a number of integrations. And we've recently moved our entire sales team, about 500 users, onto Salesforce for our Apartment Guide, and we're doing a full integration across App Exchange. Apps that we're currently using are Conga Merge and EchoSign for doing our contract delivery and e-signature. We also are an Exact Target customer and an Exactly customer, and we are a SaaS billing customer as well for a company called Zora, and we're doing integrations with Salesforce for that. So you're literally able to do contract creation through billing delivery in the cloud. Just started that project, and we expect to be doing it for a couple of years because we got a lot of divisions to run across, but having a good time with it.
Good, and I will mention, obviously I'm joined by all Salesforce customers. I know there are a few folks in the room who have not yet gone onto Salesforce, but really, today is not just about the use of Salesforce as a platform or a technology. It's about business transformation. It's about identifying opportunities within your business that you can take to the cloud to make you more efficient, to make your employees more productive, to increase collaboration and visibility across your organizations. And Salesforce is just one of the ways that you can get there, but obviously the panelists will really focus in on the impact that their business has seen and in sharing as much of their insight and knowledge and things that you may want to think about, whether or not you're a Salesforce customer today or you're just getting started on your journey with CRM and cloud computing. So I'll just start off with a couple of questions here. Jennifer, just to start off with you, can you let us know, I know you talked a little bit about what applications WOW has currently integrated. How is Salesforce impacting the acquisition, or how you guys consolidate those operations following Knology being purchased?
Definitely. One of the big things that we've been able to do, instead of trying to send a bunch of numbers to all of our new managers, we've just been able to give them licenses and they can dive right in and look at it on their own, which is really exciting. It's real time. They don't have to wait on us, and they can really get really granular, since we use it as our order entry system as well. The information's extremely accurate. We also use a program called Dream Factory to generate our contracts. And we are using DocuSign, except not integrated with Salesforce yet, to send our contracts. So yeah, it's been really helpful that they can just log in and find whatever they want instead of waiting on other people.
Sure. And what was Knology or Wide Open West doing before Salesforce? Was there another CRM tool in place? Were there manual processes? And what was kind of the impetus for you guys to move towards Salesforce specifically as a platform?
With Knology, we were writing everything on paper and either faxing the orders in or sitting on the phone calling orders in. So if you can imagine, we have business customers, so if you're trying to set up a huge phone system over the phone with an order entry person, it can take a salesperson's entire day, instead of them sitting down for 10 or 15 minutes and just typing it in and sending it off and going on their way.
Fantastic. Now,
To worry about all of those traditional things that you have to worry about if you have an infrastructure in-house. We don't have to worry about disaster recovery. Salesforce takes care of that for us. And all of that really serves to take the impetus off of us and allow us to focus on our customers, making sure that they're able to sell, ultimately making sure that the company makes money.
Sure. And you guys are using it from a sales perspective, but also for service.
We're using it for sales, we're using it for service, we're using it to ship our product out once the sale is realized. There's literally every part of our business is touched somehow by Salesforce.
Fantastic. And that's outside of those traditional areas of CRM, sales, and marketing. And so I think that's a great point there, which is, automating any process. It doesn't have to be, sales. It's not all about marketing or service and support, but it's all of the things that maybe you're doing in Excel, or that you've got people still making printouts, or you've got people, sending emails and information getting lost and it's disconnected. Mm-hmm. And so that's always a great benefit.
Absolutely.
Dan, what about you?
We started with Salesforce, like I said, as a contact management system early on, and then with our rentals.com division, we started doing an integration with our e-commerce products. So with that online advertising, you can go, and we've got a lot of accidental landlords that now have properties to rent, and the e-commerce solution we have for that is rentals.com. Please use it if you have any rental properties. We started managing the users through Salesforce. All of our sales team was in Salesforce. We were prospecting across that customer base. It just made sense to move that entire user community into Salesforce as leads, and the customer service team is able to go in and make the transformation from a single-time purchase to a contract basis. Quite often we would find management companies or maybe some property investors that would go from buying a couple of listings, that information would flow into Salesforce, the leads would change and generate to our sales team. They'd contact them, convert them to a commercial account, and bring them on with a long-term contract. That's done very well over time. Then we moved into using our traditional sales team, which is with Apartment Guide, and the Apartment Guide business is across 80 markets in the U.S., Tier 1 and Tier 2 markets, and their sales process was very lackadaisical. And because of the way that industry was moving, it was still making money. Well, we all know what happened to the real estate industry a few years ago, and senior management really needed to get a better visibility onto the sales process across the country. Certain markets were performing quite differently than others. Recruiting was difficult to keep people in place because the market was hard to sell in. And we went from Oracle's product, CRM On Demand from Siebel, was another cloud system, into Salesforce because of the availability of resources to implement, of products on the App Exchange, the ease of integration, and really changed that landscape. So now our president of the organization can look into Salesforce rather than relying on reports to flow up through from the salesperson to the sales manager to the regional director and sanitized by the finance team and roll forward. All those integrations have been going on and will continue to go on for many years. What we've decided is the most important thing for us is to have one view of the customer. The way to manage that is to truly identify the customer and put all your data around that. So we're actually surrounding Salesforce and the sales process with all the other data points. Like Brian said, we're bringing Salesforce to touch every aspect of our product delivery system.
That's great. That's great. And can you talk about how easy was that migration from Oracle or from the previous tool over to Salesforce once you made that decision?
Well, the technology was easy. The business transformation was not, and we had to do a lot of discussions with our senior team and all the way down to the sales rep. We actually had to have a double launch. Our first launch with Salesforce had adoption, as Jennifer said, from a contract entry standpoint because that's the way they got paid. But then turning it into information for forecasting and revenue management and all the things that you want to get out of a sales system, we had to really go back out, understand where the difficulties were, create visibility. What we found out is the middle level managers weren't getting enough information to supply their reports upstream. We had to go make that process work. Didn't have anything to do with technology. It had to do with communication from the sales management all the way down and putting enough information from the support systems so that we knew when contracts completed, when listings were delivered to our customers, when listings went online. All that information had to come together so that we could actually get a real picture of what was going on.
Great. And Brian, what about you? How easy was deployment? I know this was several years ago, but can you talk a little bit about how you best prepared, or how folks in the audience can best prepare either to get started, or if they're ready to start expanding to other areas of the business? What insight would you give them?
So to roll it out, I didn't roll Salesforce out at Manhattan. I did roll it out at my previous company, and the best advice I can give you there is to plan. Make sure that you know your data, that you know where your data needs to go, that you have a good model of looking at this piece of data and that it shows up in the right way. And then start with a small segment. I think contracts have been mentioned. Start with something small that you can really see the data goes where you want it to go, when you want it to go there, and that it's what you expect it to be. Certainly, if you're rolling it out, absolutely find an implementation partner to help you with that process, to help you with any integrations that you're going to have in-house. It makes life easier, and it makes the process go faster and better. You get a lot more value for your money that way. If you're rolling it out to new aspects of your business, not a lot changes there. You still need to know the data. You still need to know the business. You need to know how you're going to map data from one place to another, and then you need to have a plan for getting that data from the old system into the new system. So really, it doesn't matter whether you're rolling it out or rolling it out to new customers on an existing platform. That's what you have to do in order for it to be successful.